All right, so what's up, John? I got a couple questions for you tonight when it comes to the topic of fatherhood. Are you ready?
I was born already, man. How you doing?
All right, good, good. So first of all, tell me, um, how old is your daughter now?
My daughter's 3.5, a little over 3.5. She'll be 4 in July.
4 years old already? All right, so you got almost 4 years in the game. I got a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, so we got a lot of years of experience in the room. So tell me what these 4 years have been like for you since you became a dad.
So let's go ahead and round it up. So if you want to round it up to 4 years, out of those 4 years, I want to say um, out of those 4 years, I've only been able to spend 2 of those years physically with my daughter
Okay.
for no reason. No
So
reason. Other
four
than,
years.
yep, 2 years, 2 out of the 4 years.
Hmm.
So, um, and again, it's just listen. I have no. I love kids ever since I was growing up. Then I had my own.
Hmm.
Took care of other, you know, girlfriends and people I've dated, kids and things like that. Then I had my
Hmm.
own. Then all of a sudden, the system is used against men due to greed, due to incentive based payments. To go to the state and these officers in the courts, these attorneys, things like that. So they let there's about it's kind of like a family tree of web that's going to come off this one. But they always say that like family court is for the best interest of the child when it isn't. It's for the best interest of these officers and these actors, their pockets. That's the best interest because if I'd known what I knew now, I would have never wasted money on 3 attorneys. You
Hmm.
know, um,
So what of your attorneys, out of the three you've had, what did they tell you when you first started? When you explain
so
your
my
situation?
so my first attorney, ball dropping.
Hmm.
Um, he said, "Hey, what's your end goal?" I say, "Hey, I want full custody, and or I say at worst, full joint legal and physical custody, 50-50. I say we
Hmm.
live 10 minutes apart. Doesn't make any sense why I wouldn't get that."
Hmm.
He immediately started pushing. Well, child support, child support. You got to pay the child support. I said, I'm not paying child support. I said, my daughter lives 10 minutes down the street, and I'm telling you that I am trying to take care of my daughter 50% of the time.
Hmm.
All he kept doing was pushing child support, child support, child support. Then he gonna try to tell me that you probably won't get 50-50 because the judge will look at your child as a frequent flyer. I said, I don't give a damn. I said, that's not the judge's child.
What
That's
does
not your
that
child. That's my
mean?
child.
What's that mean? Frequent flyer.
So basically, talking about mom's house 1 week, dad's house 1 week, or mom house this weekend, and then dad picks up on Monday and takes her to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then mom's house Thursday, then dad's house Friday, then mom get the next weekend. I'm like, no, just week on, week off. I don't understand. Yeah, but I said, and I use the term of, I said, even though we have to, I say, well, kids go to school every day, so that means they're out the house in the morning, back in the afternoon, and they do it 5 days a week for many years. So you can't sit here and use that frequent flyer BS with me. Anyway,
Hmm.
he kept trying that. So, and again, like I said, I wish I knew what I knew now because if I did, I saw that my first attorney had his own agenda that wasn't listening to what my end goal was. He just had his own agenda of child support, child support, child support. Didn't fight, didn't move any emotions, didn't do anything.
Hmm.
They didn't do anything, and they literally just it was literally like Shaq playing against like a little high school kid.
Hmm.
The kid can't do anything. So that's basically what happened to my attorney. So basically, he dug a hole for me, put me in a hole. Now I'm digging myself out of this hole.
Hmm.
You know.
So
So
your attorney was supposed to help you. He ended up digging a hole deeper for you.
yep, that's what he did. And basically, when he got kind of like notice of me about to fire him, then he started to kind of do some work. At the end, I was like, I don't need this now. I said, because you should have did this from the start. Like even like, I told my best friend Birdie, I said, this dude couldn't his paralegal had to tell him why I was going for joint 50-50 or why I was going for full custody. He couldn't understand it.
Hmm.
She had to explain it to him over and over and over and over and over again. And then she said, she called me and she's like, I explained to him again, and he finally gets it now. I said,
What
get
what did he not understand? What were you trying to get?
He didn't understand why I was fighting for my daughter. Because apparently he gets cases where the guy doesn't fight.
Yeah. So tell me, what made you fight? What was your reason that you gave that said, hey, I want to take care of my child at least half the time?
Well, I told him, I said, well, one, I said, my child needs me. I said, I was there for my child since the minute she came out of the womb. I was right there. You know, she wasn't even a day old yet, and I'm in the hospital, like rocking the bed, back and forth, playing music from my phone, making jokes with her and stuff. She didn't even know who the hell I am at that point, you know. Bought her home, and again, doing what a man's supposed to do. I took care of the home front. The cars were clean, the house was clean, the yards were mowed and done, son haircut and stuff. Mom was taken care of. Anytime she needed something, ran to the store and got it. You know, took her son with me and stuff like that. So I did all I had to do. You know, what I was supposed to do as a man and all that kind of stuff. She moved in with me. And then when we broke up, all of a sudden, I'm the devil. And I explained that, you know. And again, my attorney didn't fight. They're like, well, where's your proof? Like, he didn't fight that. So
in your own words, you know how relationships can go bad. Mom gets mad at dad. So is there anything that you feel would have caused your child's mother to feel like it was a bad idea for you to get her half the time?
No, it's so the thing is, women aren't stupid. They know that there are good fathers out there. They know this. But the system have allowed women to abuse the system, the rules and laws and things like that. Because honestly, when women abuse the system and come up with all these false allegations and things and all this kind of stuff, it actually helps incentivize these judges, these attorneys, all that kind of stuff, because then they try to put men on child support and all that kind of stuff. So that way they get their end of the year bonus. Georgia last year, I think off the child support, state paid incentives, you know, because I think it's 66 cents on every dollar child support paid. Georgia made $4 billion last year. At the end of the year, they have this off the record meeting that, you know, is closed to the public. Nobody knows about it. And that's when they dispersed that $4 billion. So attorneys,
$4 billion in 1 year.
What's that?
You said $4 billion in 1 year.
Last year, yep.
Where did you get that? Where can we find that?
So I can send you the link. I can send you the link.
But just what link was it? What is it? A website?
Yeah. You can go online and see it.
Which website? Like how did you come across that?
So there's these guys I follow, and they kind of directed me to go and look at what child support made off of. So it's called Title 4D, right?
All right. Okay.
Back in the day, it's called Title 4E. That's when women didn't have the right to work. So therefore, the state, so that, you know, dad was going out to work and all that good stuff, right? And then so the state was helping pay, you know, for mom to stay home because women couldn't work and stuff like that. Then I think in 1975 or 65, one of them, it got changed to Title 4D. Now what the states are doing is the state wants us, the men, to pay back the money that they gave to the women back in the day. So that's where this whole child support thing came. So basically, believe it or not, child support is not in best interest of the child, because some of these women, if it's not paid directly to the woman or like with an order or whatever, if it goes through child support, let's just say you're giving your ex $1,000, right? And you went through the child support system. By the time it gets to mom, she might get $764. So you're like, okay, where's the $226 is missing?
Yep.
Or $236 is missing. Oh, child support grabbed that. You know, there's a case. I can't think of the case law, but that's what happened. And they found, like, the mom found out, and she's like, hey, you're taking my money. That's my money for my child. Child support said, no, this is our money.
Right.
You know, so then the dad found out, and then yeah, like I said, I'll find the case study and send it to you. I've been researching a lot, so all this stuff is running together. But that's why judges, attorneys, all that kind of stuff, they don't they try their best not to go 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
They try their best. So when the woman starts bringing up false allegations and things like that, they're going to push it and stretch it as far as they can go to make you look like an unfit dad, make you look like an abusive dad, to make you look like my daughter's mom tried to say that since day one, I've done nothing for my daughter at all.
Mm-hmm.
She says it's from the help of friends and family, her son, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
My attorney said, well, that's one thing he did come back with. He said, so if he didn't do nothing for your daughter, who's paying the bills in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Explain these 300 plus pictures of him and your daughter and him and your son and him and your daughter and son all together.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that,
yeah.
So he brought it up, and because they was trying to say that I waived my rights because of, so she tried that, and then her attorney's like, no, don't waive your rights because then you don't get child support. Okay, well, no, then they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, it's not, the system allows women to abuse it, and they put no cap on the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw something earlier today where it said family court is child abuse, and I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because and then when the child gets older, they get in trouble or whatever, the first thing they're gonna say is like, hey, where are the parents at? They're like, oh, they came from a single family household. Yep, dad must have been a deadbeat. No, most dads aren't deadbeats. The system try to make us deadbeats so they can get money and keep it moving. It's like, how can you sit there and you got dad after dad after dad after dad after dad sitting in front of these judges and these attorneys saying like, hey, I want to see my child 50% of the time. How do you feel knowing that they have children at home, but how do you go home and sleep knowing that you're taking a child away from a parent who's trying to be in a child's life? But how do you sleep comfortably at night knowing like, well, I got another one every other weekend. Hey guys, you guys want to go to Belize in a month?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like,
I had somebody tell me today, one of my clients told me that he got caught up in his parents' divorce when he was young, and he had the every other weekend schedule. He's like, as I got older, I was just aggravated that, I had friends and a life established at my mom's house so regularly that it started becoming a nuisance to have to go to my dad's, which was farther away, every 2 weeks, every 2 weekends, because of the calendar says you have to go. You know what I mean? He's like, I had friends and stuff, and I had to explain to them, oh, I can't do this weekend because I want to be with my dad, and it's just not, it wasn't convenient. So, I mean, that comes up all the time. So when you look at fatherhood principles and your belief of what you bring to your daughter's life, like explain that to anybody listening. Like, what is it that makes you specifically motivated, that you want to teach and that you want to instill? What are the character traits that you believe that are important to put in your child's life?
I mean, just starting off with the psychological part of it, like emotional support, physical support, education, all that good stuff. I came from a 2-parent household. My parents now, they've been married for 56 years, I think. Whatnot, still married. They still, like, if I call them right now, they're both sitting next to each other like all the time. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
But no, it's just like, and I'm not saying I'm like, king of the king or nothing like that. But I can vouch for myself and say that I am 1,200 levels higher than my ex. I have an education, she doesn't. She came from a 2-parent household, but she was getting in trouble, in high school, stealing cars, chasing after drug dealers, wrecking parents' cars at a teenage age, been arrested and all that kind of stuff. I haven't never been arrested, don't have a record, none of that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm into sports, I'm outgoing, I can talk to anybody, I can fit into any kind of environment, things like that. I've gone to college, I've traveled this world, with basketball and things like that. So I've been around different cultures and things like that. So I can, with that being said, sports, any kind of sport, I play them all, I can teach my daughter. Mom can't.
What's the lessons that you learn in sports that goes beyond a jump shot or a free throw?
Oh no,
what do you learn in sports?
It's one is patience, one is listening, but also one is like working together with others who you don't know.
That's right.
Like even when I started playing professional basketball, I'm rooming with people I don't know. I'm stepping on the court with people I don't know. And we've only been together for what, 2 weeks? So you gotta learn to trust this guy. You gotta learn to listen to a coach that you've never been coached by. It's like I say, sports is a very like it's a very streamlined, like kind of like thing that you do. It's like you have to be very disciplined if you want to be like well known or good thing.
That's
like
right.
these dudes in the NBA, NFL, MLB, all that stuff, they didn't get there by luck. They had a very strict discipline coming up, and they stuck to it. Like
That's
my
right.
daughter, you know, I race bikes and stuff, and you know this. So I race bikes and stuff, and Chucky always laughing at me.
Yeah.
But I taught my daughter. I don't know if I ever told you this. So I taught my daughter how to ride a bike. As soon as she turned 3, she was already riding a bike at 2, but with training wheels. I took the training wheels off one day. I said, "Now go ride it." Taught her how to ride it. I held on all that kind of stuff. Within 30 minutes, she's in the cul-de-sac riding around in circles. No training wheels. No training wheels.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I take her to the belt line. She ride, and now this is she had only been 3 for a few months. Took her to the belt line. We rode 3.1 miles. You know how busy the belt line gets on a Saturday, Sunday morning. 3.1 miles. She never crashed, never fell, never nothing. Stuff like that, mom can't teach because mom is not going to do it. You know,
and that's your DNA. Your DNA in her, like you said, the ability to do things is being enhanced, is being brought out because you do it. You got your DNA in her, 50-50, if you want to say. So these things that, you know, your daughter benefits from. And I'm assuming her confidence goes up when she's performing, right?
Exactly. Because when she comes over here, she can ride a scooter. We play basketball. We play soccer. We bowl. We go downstairs to the playroom. We bowl. You know, I built the big 5x8 chalkboard floor. We practice on tracing the numbers. We practice on writing our name. I built her a learning center in my living room. So she has her own screen, her own laptop, her own keyboard, her own chair, her own Alexa, all her books and stuff, you know. So therefore, you know, when I'm watching the game, you know, when she gets a little older, she can do her homework right in front of me, and I don't have to yell upstairs and be like, all right, bring it down to me. Okay, go back up. Now bring it back. I don't have to do that. So with that being said, it's not to say to like, oh, my daughter got a learning center and yours doesn't. No, that's not it. It's about like, hey, you actually have a place to learn, you know, before you even go to school. You know, once you go to school, you should be a little bit ahead of those people.
So she sees at home that you care about this stuff. She sees her dad cares about this stuff, so she might care about it. She might realize that it's not just the teachers telling me this. Like even at home, the person I love and admire and look up to.
Yep. And then again, it's like, and it's like, what 2.5, 3-year-old you know that will say, hey, daddy, hey, can I go watch TV in my room? Sure. She'll go up there. She'll get her milk or her water. She'll go up there. And she gets in her own bed. She hasn't slept with me like one time since I started getting her back. She hasn't slept with me like one. Because, you know, kids are sometimes like, I'm scared in the dark or whatever. Nope. She goes in her room. I put it on Cocoa Melon or whatever it is. And she will lay there. She'll lay there with a little snack and stuff and watch TV. And then again, like I say, I made her room comfortable enough to where she can go up there by herself. I mean, I can watch her on the nanny cam, but she can go up there by herself. She's never once came and said she's scared of the dark, anything like that. She's never done that, you know. So, and again, it's just teaching her because I know at mom's house she sleeps in the bed with mom every night, and that's not teaching independence at all, you know. So that's what I teach. Even like when the kids are out here playing and stuff, she might run into one of the kids. She might fall down and start crying. I'll go pick her up. I say, hey, babe. I say, listen, sweetheart. It's okay. You're okay. I say, are you bleeding? No. Is your leg broken? No. Does it hurt? No. I said, okay. I said, look, in life, you're gonna have some falls, but you got to get up and keep it moving. I said, give me a hug, give me a kiss. Right back to playing. She forgot all about the injury. Right back. But see, the thing is, like, you have to have that ability to be out there with them. You can't just like let them out there. You sit in the house and be on Instagram all day, like somebody. So I go out and actually interact with them. Not only my daughter, but the neighbors' kids and all that kind of stuff, because they come to my house and they play and all that kind of stuff. So I go right out there and play with them, because if she see me playing with them, you know, she's gonna always remember that and want that.
You set an example.
Yep.
Yeah. So before we finish, let me ask you to share some wisdom. If anybody who's out there not able to spend as much time as possible with their child, like you said, 2 out of 4 years, with all this stuff I heard, you know, I've heard it offline, but for the world to hear it, like all this stuff that and I know I didn't get all of the nuggets that, you know, you've probably learned in 4 years, but if somebody's out there dealing with the same situation or similar, where they're separated either by court issues or dealing with the mother, what would you say has helped you get through these 4 years and still continue to push?
Well, one, that's my little girl, so it's my only child. Two, the amount of money that I've wasted and lost because of the way the system is. Like I say, now that I've been doing my own research, just these new dads, all I can say is just stay vigilant, save everything in your phone, no matter what it is, log everything, make a diary, all that kind of stuff. If I'd have known this before, it might have been a lot better. I don't know, but just do it.
Yeah.
Because they will try to pull anything out of the rabbit's hat. They'll try it. Yeah. So therefore, it's just, you just have to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, for instance, like I created an email address for my daughter. Any kind of order I've had, any kind of crap coming from her mom, I take it and I send it right to her email. So one day when she's able to understand this stuff, she comes like, hey, Daddy, why couldn't I see you every day like Susie sees her dad every day? Like, hey, baby, hey, go check your email. I got some stuff in there for her. I'm going to show her all the pictures of her and I together, show her the pictures of her when she was born. I was in the hospital right there with her, holding her and all that kind of stuff, the videos of me messing with her and stuff. So then I don't have to sit there and try to convince her what her mom was doing, what her mom said, anything like that. It's going to be all written out. And then she's going to see, like, I'm like, sweetheart, I didn't make this up. I'm like, here, read it. Read how mom was trying to keep you away from it. Yeah. This right there. You can go through whatever you want to. And when she reads that, mom can't come back to me and be like, why you feeling, our daughter here with this stuff? I'm not feeling it. You said it. I just showed her what you said. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I've been sending everything to this email address, and it's just going to stay there.
Well, keep the good fight going, man. I admire you as a father from dad to dad. I always paid attention since day one, and you one of the good ones, man. So we'll pick this up a little bit later on. Thank you for jumping on, man.
Yes, sir.
See you next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Thanks, sir.